Hello everyone, Shatterfriend Gaming here, and welcome to my second video. Today we'll be slightly discussing finances, by which I mean I'll be telling you why it is important to start saving your money and how to make a decent living for yourself. Now don't get me wrong, even now I struggle with saving money and buying what is necessary and on occasion splurging. More often than not, I'm splurging. That is why I feel like I need to make this video. I'll also be discussing the differences with going to college, i.e. white collar work, so your teaching, your lab work, what have you, versus your technical school, your blue collar work, so your plumbing, your electrical, construction, what you can think of. But enough of that, let's get to our first point, savings. As of recording this, I will have $900 saved up, and some of you might be thinking, boy, that is a lot of money. I wish I had $900 to spend on whatever I want. While others of you might be thinking, really? Only $900? You're broke as a joke. I have $30,000 saved up. To that, I'm going to respond with, congratulations! You're doing something right, because having $30,000 is a nice hunk of change. While on the other side, that $900 I had saved up isn't for spending. Because how will you get to that $30,000 but by saving? Yeah, so it'll take you about 30 months, which is a couple of years, something like 2 years and 8 months. But in total, my bills usually run me up around $880 through a combination of stupid spending and regular bills like food, utilities, rent, cell phone, and back to my stupid spending, debt. But I feel like using myself as that example isn't necessarily a good example because I also make more than the average person. I have no degree, and it's hard to relate to it. So it gives me a chance to spend more money than most and to save more than most. So before I get to a practical example, I just want to interject that my current financial goals are to get my debt under control. Let me tell you, I am struggling. As of writing this, I've been watching a couple of series on Total War Warhammer 2, and I really want the game. So maybe YouTube is to blame for many of us not being able to save as easy? Just some food for thought. But without further ado, here is a more practical example. Since I live in Nebraska, the minimum wage is $9 an hour, and traditionally you get paid bi-weekly. In a pay period, which is your 2 weeks, so you're bi-weekly, you'll earn $595 after taxes roughly. And at the end of the month you will have $1,190 earned. But let us shift our focus for that first paycheck and on bills, which is going to cover groceries, cell phone, car insurance down the line, rent, and utilities. For the area I'm at, utilities run me $250, rent is $250, and groceries are around $60. And that's just because I can eat well on $60, but that just depends on how much you want to spend on eating, so that could be more or less. But in this case, I just chose $60 because it works out great. And all of it's subject to change. It just depends on where you live. As I happen to be living in a rural college town, my prices are based off of that. So far, out of my first paycheck of the $585, I spent $560, leaving me with $35. And that's just enough to cover my cell phone bill. That is, if you want to have a cell phone. But in today's day and age, most people do have cell phones. So for that $35, you can go with Straight Talk, and you can get a decent amount of unlimited call, text, and data, I believe. I'm not for sure, so don't quote me. But that leaves us with our first paycheck completely spent. The next paycheck will be focused on saving. Assuming we haven't missed a day of work, our paycheck should still be around $595. And we can put $400 away comfortably, leaving us with $195 to spend on groceries, gas, and whatever else you want. If we follow the set $60 for groceries, we can use another $60 for gas, which will cover the whole entire month, and that leaves us with $75 to spend on yourself. So, in my case, I could buy Total War Warhammer and still have $15 left over. This should be repeated for every paycheck, and remember that this is just a basic outline of how to save your money and how to spend it wisely on minimum wage. So if you happen to make more than minimum wage, perfect! That line will still serve you and allow you to save an abundant amount of money, which really isn't bad. Unless if you're like me and how much you're earning is not enough and you want to make even more of a comfortable living, which I feel you. So that's why we'll need to go and discuss ways to make more money. But on a side note here, that's what I'm hoping this side hustle will help with. I don't expect to do YouTube full time, but if I can make even a small paycheck every month off of it, like $1,000, that's $1,000 a month I didn't have. So that would be nice. So in my mindset, why not do it? I also might start posting on VidMe. Now let us move on to how to make more than minimum wage. There are a few options on how to do this. The first one being we will cover college, and the second one will be covering a trade. I'll be giving what I see to be the pros and cons for each way. So without further ado, let us move on to college. And before we just jump in, I'm going to interject and say that this is a con we're starting off with. So keep that in mind. Now, college is a mainstream way of today's American society. I sadly cannot speak for other cultures, but if you happen to be from another one and you're listening, please let us know if it's the same, where college is just shoved down your throat. And because of that, tons and tons of young adults enter college every year. Roughly 20.4 million, and this is just from a government statistical fact. And the sad part about that is, not everyone who goes to college gets into their field. Also, that 20.4 million is for the year 2017. And the ones who don't go in their field, it's about 2/3 of them that don't. And that's from the Harvard Business Review. And that's troublesome, as most college students I know take on debt just to get that education that they're going through, which just translate more often than not that you're just going to start accepting a job just to pay off the debt. So you're not even getting in the field you studied for, so you might not have well spent that money just to earn probably less money than what you thought you were going to earn. That's just two major cons, in my opinion, honestly. And to balance out the scale, I'll give you 2 pros. And how I see the pros, college does help you by providing a deeper understanding of subjects, and provides more often than not readily assistant in understanding the subject. So if you love to learn, college is the way to go. And it also happens to be a great place to network, as you never know who's going to be more successful than you and can help pave the way for you just by a little bit. And whether they believe in the idea you have or they want you to help them start a business because they see how smart you are, you never know. So I like to think of college as a personal friend who happens to know everyone and can teach you almost whatever you want, but for a fee. So on the flip side of this coin, we have technical degrees, which are your plumbing, electrician, construction, etc. Great thing about this is most of the time, you don't pay money. They will literally pay you to learn this skill, and you will have job security. I will always need plumbers, electricians, and whatever else you might think of. And yes, at this point, some of you might be thinking, but robots are going to take over all the jobs. And I agree, robots will take over many of our jobs, but as humans, I don't see them doing all the jobs, because humans like to work. It's just a simple fact. I mostly see robots in the scientific fields to help with researching, and in the military fields to help safeguard us. But hey, it's the future and there really isn't a way to know. So let's get back on topic. After 4 years of working and learning, you'll take your first test, which is the apprenticeship test. That just pretty much states that you understand the concepts that are being thrown at you and you're able to work the job. And then after another 2 years of working, you'll take another test, and that's your journeyman's test. And that pretty much allows you to make A, more money, and B, to start your own job. And that's actually really nice because after 6 years of going through college and getting your master's and having debt, you could spend that 6 years of going through technical school making more money making about as much money as a master's degree will earn you, and being able to run your own business. So, that's just that. I guess I should also give you 2 cons of technical degrees just to balance out the scales. And I'm just going to interject here that this is all opinions of myself. It doesn't necessarily ring true at all. This is just based off of what I have observed in my small corner of the world. And going on to the technical side of life is frowned upon by today's societal standards. More often than not, it's seen as a badge of defeat that someone wasn't good enough to finish college. They weren't smart enough, and they are too brutish or what have you. And it's just most people who do have technical degrees are seen as uneducated and redneckish, which is just, I'm not going to say it's absolutely ludicrous, but it is pretty ludicrous. So there you have it. That's all the information that I was willing to cram together. I feel like there's more to cover on the subject, so I will be covering more. That's just going to be on the next video. I also want to take the time to address the upcoming Call of Duty game, World War II. I'm going to be making a Let's Play series over it, but it's more going to be for the zombies. Because the multiplayer didn't look exciting and the beta was lackluster. And this is the first COD game I've been super pumped to play since like Call of Duty Black Ops. Mostly because of the zombies. I was really excited for Black Ops 3, but then lost interest when what they were promising kind of didn't match up with what I was hoping they would release. They did a good job providing what they promised, but like I wasn't too keen on the weapon progression system and the unlocks and all that. Like, in my opinion, IW did that way better because if you haven't played IW, when you rank up your weapons, you don't rank up and unlock attachments as well. All the attachments are provided, so it's just attachment slots you're unlocking, which is really cool. And that's kind of what I was hoping Black Ops 3 was more like. I also didn't care how the mods didn't really include the XP system. That was kind of a slap in the face, honestly. Because if I'm playing zombies, I want to level up. I'm getting tired of the static stuff. That's why I'm so excited for World War II with like the classes, the permanent unlocks, and all that. They're actually like treating it more of a survival co-op thing where you have a progression system and all that. So I'm really excited for that. And if anything, I might do a couple of multiplayer and campaign videos, but just don't hold your breath for it. If anything, they're just going to be background videos of this series of life lessons. And without further ado, this has been Shatterfriend Gaming, bringing you another life lesson topic, and I hope you managed to take something away from it, like anything. And please, take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Also, if you did happen to find this video helpful or entertaining, please consider telling a friend, because word of mouth is the best compliment I can get, and it'll help grow the channel. Also, before I really do head off, there's another thing I would like to address is, more than likely, I'm going to be doing skits with a friend of mine. Like, we're going to be sitting here and like just recording them and all that. So I'll keep my eyes out for that. That honestly seems like something that would be fun to do, and I'm really excited to do that. But that's just also, my opinion. Because I really want to itch this creative writing thing. That's why I do this series I'm doing right now, because it helps flex my muscles and allows me to do things. So, I mean, there's that. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Really don't know what else to say. 'Cause I got like another minute of video. So I could talk and just let the video go, or it could just be like, meh. But anyways, yeah, like we're like 4 days away from the launch of COD. Expect to see it up as soon as possible because it comes out literally the day that I get my weekend. So I'm probably going to be recording all night Friday or streaming it or something. Just upload it and just get it out of the way. So don't expect like usual editing and all that. And this video wasn't really edited heavy, but it was still something. But anyways, this has been Shatterfriend Gaming. We're approaching the end, and please take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.